Hello there, I am Eddie Jones, one of the trainers for the National Conflict Resolution Center, and today I want to share with you 3 tips that I have on how to have conversations with people that you might disagree with. Yes, we love having conversations with those that believe like we believe, think as we think, and oftentimes are from areas of life that are also the same as ours. The other day, I was having a conversation with a friend around racial equity education. And from the outside, it was a perfectly fine conversation. We both agree, have similar perspectives, and think the exact same way. You could say I have an in-group bias towards them because our experiences and background are the same. But the reality is, we don't often have that ability to always have conversations with people that we don't disagree with. And that's why I want to share with you these 3 tips. My first tip is this: to have active awareness. Simply said, to be curious. Be curious about the person and who you're having a conversation with, their experiences, what their background may be. I want to bring up the awareness part because it's important for us to be aware of our biases. Because many times when we have conflict with someone, we're looking for things to confirm our bias about them, their political beliefs, their background, their experiences. We look for all of these things to confirm what we believe so that we don't have to listen to their argument, their perspective, even if we disagree. The second tip that I have for you is to respond respectfully. I say this because whenever we get heated, we get excited, I disagree with you, we want to respond in anger. More often, we listen only to respond. We don't listen to hear what they're saying. We don't listen to understand. When it comes to responding respectfully, here's the thing I want to challenge you with. Ask questions. Dig in deeper. Gain some degree of understanding of where and why, how they came to their conclusion or perspectives. Reserve judgment. Reserve making a comment until you've had enough time to ask some open-ended questions, allowing them to speak. Then, respond respectfully. The last tip that I have for you is to troubleshoot together. What I mean by that is when you respond, use I statements, referring to yourself in the first person. Speak from an I perspective, because that way you're not accusing them, you're not blaming them, you're not saying you did this, but more importantly saying that I believe this. I want to dig in a little bit deeper to troubleshoot together. I would like to suggest or advise to speak from a perspective of stating your interest. Why is that respective topic of interest to you? Why is it important to you and you alone? Not what others believe or what others think, but what you believe and what you think. Also state what a value is for you. I know something for me is knowledge. So it's important that when I have conflict with someone, to express that it's important for me to know their perspective, to know where they may be coming from. The other piece that I would add to troubleshoot together is being able to come to some type of resolution. It doesn't always mean that it's going to be resolved right then or right there in that moment, but creating that space to invite the other person in can help us resolve many of the conflicts that we might experience. Those are my 3 tips. Have active awareness, or otherwise be curious. Respond respectfully by asking open-ended questions to gain understanding and to also listen to gain understanding. And then troubleshoot together. Invite the other person in rather than calling them out. So much of our division is based on calling people out rather than calling them in. Will this be challenging? Yes, it will be. That's why it's important for us to practice it. Take a moment, pause, and then use the art. Thank you so very much. These are just some tips on how you can have conversations around conflict and polarizing topics.